Go to it.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street. There's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to it, they say. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 566th episode of the Political Spotlight. I'm your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey, and this is a solo show this evening. Whenever you're listening, if you're listening live, it's this evening. If you're listening via replay in the future, it could be this morning, this afternoon, or wherever you are in between. It's just me and you. Producer Kate is away on assignment and shall return tomorrow. So we'll hold the fort down without her here for this episode. We'll be able to do it. This is going to be a pretty laid back episode. We've got a lot to discuss and to talk about, but it's not a whole lot of heavy things. This is kind of a prep show for the rest of the week, and so that's what we'll do. Hey, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving, a good Turkey Day. I've told you guys this before. Thanksgiving is always a weird thing. I'm not a big Thanksgiving guy. I don't like turkey. I don't like a lot of the regular foods that are associated with Thanksgiving. So it's not like I'm not a big Thanksgiving guy. I've always had a really, and I've told you guys this before, and people are probably sick of hearing it. You guys know, and come from a divorced family that got along, and everybody did well. And I kind of had the best of both worlds. On my mom's side, we had a really large family. Really had a really large family on both sides, extended family, but we were. On my mom's side, we were around each other like frequently. I have second and third cousins that I would treat like most people would treat siblings, or most people would treat like their first cousin, like really close. And then on my dad's side, I was kind of like for a very long, all through my childhood and into my early teen years and even into the late teen years, I was an only child. On my dad's side until my brother was born when I was 19. So that was kind of that. But on my grandmother's side, we would always go, on my dad's side, we would always go to my grandmother's family and have a big get together. And then there were always 2 or 3 different things I would go to on my mom's side. And, it's just how it kind of goes throughout the years. Those kind of dwindle and dwindle and dwindle. And so now to me, it's more about spending time. Just specifically, Thanksgiving is about spending time with my, my direct family, my mother, stepfather, my brother, if he's around, or from the one from Italy, and then my other brother. Then on my dad's side, spending time with my grandparents and my brother and his family. And that's what it's about. It's not about the food and all that thing, because I'm just not a big turkey person. Like, I like ham, and fortunately, everywhere we go, they have ham. But it's not. It's like I'm always excited for Thanksgiving to get here. Then Thanksgiving gets here and everything's shut down, and I'm annoyed by it. And I'm just like, all right, I'm ready for Friday to get here. So I hope all of you, though, had a great Thanksgiving and enjoyed the food and did that whole thing if you so are inclined for that, and had a great couple of days. Then we had Friday, Black Friday. I didn't really do much there, and then over the weekend I got a couple of things taken care of, but we had a couple of days off. So our last show was Tuesday. Our last show was last Tuesday. Tuesday, what was that? Our last show was Tuesday the 25th. And then we took off Wednesday, Thursday, obviously, Friday, and Saturday. So tonight's our first night back, and it's always kind of hard to get back in the swing of things, but we're here, and we have a big, big, big week ahead of us. We have a big, a big and important, busy week of meetings. It's going to be, obviously, tomorrow is December 1st, and tomorrow is Monday. Tomorrow is a work day, so that means we are back at it. We have a lot of first of the month government meetings that will be occurring tomorrow and will be occurring all of this week. One of the big things that will happen tomorrow is the Indiana State House will convene in what they're calling, correct me if I'm wrong, Stephen, tomorrow's starting of the session. They're just considering this the starting of the session. They're not considering it a special session. I'm correct in saying that, correct? They are just considering it start of the session early. So they will be doing that. And then since our last show was on Tuesday, I figured I was right. Oh, hey, do me a favor, people in the chat. Forgive me if I don't get to the comments, get the comments put up, because it's just me. Kate's not here, so I might be either a little slow on the draw, or maybe we won't get to them at all, and you guys will have to see them. That's why I tell people, hey, I love you if you're here in Twitter, love you if you're here in Facebook. We appreciate you tuning in, however, wherever. If you're here on Rumble, or if you're listening to the podcast, the audio podcast version of this that goes out, we love you to be here. But if you want to really take in the experience the way that you should, you need to be on YouTube and watching it on YouTube. That way you can see the comments that all of the people make, and you can participate and be involved in all of that, and do all of that. So that's what that is there. So yeah, Witty Reviews saying a massive week, massive 2 weeks. Hey, and a big shout out to Stephen Whitmer. I'd like to talk to you. I need to give you a call. tomorrow. I know you're going to be busy. I'm going to have a busy day tomorrow too, but I need to get in contact with you. I'd like to talk to you about this new show that you're doing. And I just saw that you said that you're not going to be able to do it on Facebook. I'd like to be able to talk to you about that, because I'm interested in why you can't, and see if I can assist you there at all. I will. I'll help you however I can or whatever. But for those that are interested in political conversation, Stephen Whitmer is one of a couple people that run the Indie Reporter platform on X and Facebook. And then he does the Witty Reviews on Tuesday and Saturday. They're going to start having the Indie Reporter show, which will be on YouTube, and I think he said X, Twitter, as of right now, and that will be. I think he said. I think the his little advert for that said the Indie Reporter show will start tomorrow, Monday the 1st at 8 p.m. It will be a pilot to see how people like it. It'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 2 weeks. Definitely, for this next couple of weeks when they're going to be dealing with the redistricting. It will be on YouTube and Twitter. It doesn't look like I can do it on Facebook yet, but if there's something I can do to help get you there on Facebook or whatever, that's a good thing. Yeah. So it's going to be a busy week, specifically as it relates to state government, and we'll be monitoring that. We'll be recording and playing as much of that out as we can. Obviously, we'll be talking about it and sharing that with you as well. So, yeah, I mean, YouTube's where it's at. Facebook sucks. Facebook used to be cool because you could record on Facebook and then it was just always there. Like until this year, I was able to go back and see like some of the earliest shows I started when I first started walking around my house in Winchester in my underwear, making sure that I had only the video showing my face, because I was walking around. We had a privacy fence, and I'm like walking around my backyard bitching about the people in Winchester when I moved over there. I tried a horrible experiment, and it was whatever it was. I moved to Winchester for 10 years, and it was that was interesting. But so yeah, but I was still able to go back and like watch that. And then Facebook did the unthinkable. They came in and said, we're getting rid of all of the old videos, and they deleted everything. And now Facebook deletes all videos after 30 days. And so it's a good way to show people like, hey, I'm here, look at me, and then jump over. But there's still so many people that will just stick to Facebook, and I don't get it, because it's definitely highlight button. What are you talking about? Stop playing with the highlight button before you break it. Wait, what highlight button? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. The highlight button. Explain to me what you're talking about there, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways. So yeah, Facebook. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. No, I'm just trying to zoom through them, because I noticed that I talked to a lot of people and in the comments, and if you don't see it or you're not seeing it, people think it's like, who the hell is he talking to? It's weird when you listen to the show. I went back and listened, trying to find information that I've talked about, and listened to the audio podcast when I've been doing things. And sometimes I will respond to somebody and I will remember it, but I'm thinking like the listener has no idea what the hell I'm actually doing. So it's just, that's kind of a weird deal. Okay. So let me see if there's anything else. So the big news, the big deal over the break was we did the last show, the show 565 on Tuesday. And of course, I was all fired up over the Madison County bullcrap because I had went over there and been involved in trying to get the maps. Not only is the state talking about redistricting, but Madison County is currently in the middle of re-precincting. That's such a stupid word. Re-precincting. I don't know why they wouldn't say redrawing the precinct maps. That sounds so much more normal. But Madison County is talking about redrawing the precinct maps, and they have a meeting tomorrow. And there were people going up all last week, the last couple of weeks, attempting to get the maps, get the information, and they were not given the maps. We weren't given the maps early. So I went over there on Tuesday, which was technically Madison County government's last day of work because they were out Thursday and Friday, and they also took off Wednesday. So Tuesday was the last day of work. And I went over there, and they tried to bow up on me. And, you know, if you want to watch that show, if you haven't watched that show, go back and watch episode 555. It's just the one before this, and you can see that. And so I wanted to have Catherine on, and we talked about all of that and bitched about it. But then literally, I had been involved with that all day long on Tuesday, the 25th. I had not had time really to be on social media or be looking at any local news or whatnot. I didn't look at any national news either. And as I was sitting here getting the end of the show stuff done, like I always do, literally as soon as we went off air, I go to my Twitter feed and instantly see that the Indiana State Republican, the GOP, the Senate GOP leaders, reversed course on their decision to go into session early. So back on the 14th of November, Pro Tem Roderick Bray said that they didn't have the votes and they would not be going into either special session or early regular session. They would not be meeting on the 1st of December. And then during org day or organizational day, they took the vote, and the vote was to either come back early or to come in on their regular day in January, I think January 5th, something like that. And so they voted, and boom, bang, pow, the decision was made. It was final. They were coming in as they were intended to come in January. And that was it, and that was that. And Trump lost his mind. A lot of other people went crazy. People started getting swatted. Swatting was occurring. People were getting bomb threats, and it got insane for a minute. And then on Tuesday, the 25th, they reversed their decision. And so I posted about this on social media. We talked about this. That's what I always tell people, even when we don't have shows on our Friday and Saturday day off, even when we maybe take special time off or do whatever we do there, you will always want to follow along with us on Facebook. You'll always want to follow along with us on Twitter because there's more information for you to get there. So we've got 2 Facebook pages. The Political Spotlight Facebook page is there. It's facebook.com/Political Spotlight 318. So you can find our main page is here, facebook.com/Bilbrey 318. Our Twitter account is x.com/Bilbrey Live. And if you go there, you will get the extra stuff, the up to the minute stuff when we aren't live or in between shows, because that's I like right after our end of show, I started posting this information, and so basically on Tuesday the 25th, the Speaker of the House, and we're talking about in the state of Indiana, so Todd Houston, released a statement on Tuesday, November 25th, stating House Republicans will gavel in on Monday, December 1st, reconvening the 2026 regular session. All legislative business will be considered beginning next week, including redrawing the state's congressional map. Because session will start early this year, we plan to adjust the calendar and complete our legislative business by the end of February, which, hey, look, that's a win-win for them because it's an election year and they can't be out there doing a whole bunch of crazy campaigning while the session's going on. So the earlier they're able to end it, the faster they can get back and get to, kissing hands and shaking babies and doing all that crap and raising money and, trying to tell everybody how grand they are and you should vote for them again. So, it's a win-win for him. But of course, the House had always said they were coming back December 1st. Well, then immediately following this, Senate President Pro Tem Roderick Bray released a statement. Let me pull her up here for you and show you. The other one didn't really matter. It was what it was. We just all knew that it was going to happen. But the interesting aspect was the change of direction, which we'll talk about that here in a bit, of Senate President Pro Tem Roderick Bray statement regarding the decision to reconvene in December, going against what he had just told everybody and what the whole Senate body had just told everybody, less than 10 days before, which was the statement from Senate President Pro Tem Roderick Bray. State House, November 25th, 2025, the issue of redrawing Indiana's congressional maps mid-cycle has received a lot of attention and is causing strife here in our state. To resolve this issue, the Senate intends to reconvene as part of their regular 2026 session on December 8th and make a final decision that week on any redistricting proposals sent from the House, because we will reconvene as part of the regular 2026 legislative session. We anticipate concluding our regular 2026 session by the end of February. So, interesting. And my take on this was, it's just kind of interesting. I just don't like the waffling back and forth. Do what you're going to do and do what the public wants, what the public doesn't want. Do what you want. Do what the president wants. Do whatever you're going to do, but don't do the waffling, that bullshit. That's so stupid in my opinion. And I said, besides looking stupid and weak, the decision Roderick Bray and the Indiana Senate GOP made yesterday to revert, of course, yesterday being the 25th, to reverse course and now meet on December 8th to work on the Indiana redistricting issue, in my opinion, is dangerous because we've set precedents now. Anytime there's major political disagreement in the future, all it will take is a few swatting calls, And it's like, well, we don't have that disagreement anymore. We're right in line. So, I just thought it was interesting. Whatever happened to we don't negotiate with terrorists? So I think that's kind of interesting. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, obviously, the situation very well could be they go into session, and as we see, the House of Representatives calendar for the first 2 weeks of December is here on top. A potential special session. Although it's not, it's going to be a regular session. They are going to go in on the 1st, the House. So starting tomorrow at 1:30, it's 1:30. I don't know if you're still there, Stephen. If you are, it's 1:30 tomorrow, correct? So starting tomorrow, Monday, December 1st at 1:30, the House will be in session, and it will occur every day, the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th at 1:30. And then starting the second week on Monday, December 8th through Friday, December 12th, both the House and the Senate will be in. Now on the Senate side down here, it says the session will start at 12:30 on Monday, and then 1:30, and then possible session on Friday the 12th. And Witty's saying it says 2 p.m. on the IGA website. So if you're interested in following along with this on your own, if you're interested in following along in the Indiana General Assembly website, it's the website for people that don't use this frequently. It's not very user friendly for people if you're not on here frequently. We've talked about that in the past. The website could be easier for people to use that aren't technologically savvy, whatever. But if you're interested in taking a look, you can go here to the Indiana General Assembly website. It's just iga.in.gov. It's very simple little thing to remember, iga.in.gov. You can go here, and it shows you here Sunday, November 30th, and then here, see right here, Monday, December 1st. This is for the House session. You can come up here and take a look. Oops. You spun away here real quick. Let's see who that was. Okay, so you have all meetings, Senate only, House only. And if you click on, let's see here. Okay, so the first, second, and they will update it then as it goes, but they've just got the first in there as of right now. But you'll be able to see that, and then you can go and see the calendar that I had pulled up if you want to see. Let me see where I went and got that at. Information 26 Senate calendars. Oh, you guys can't see that. Stand by. Sorry. So then it takes you, I went to the Senate calendar and it pulls this up so you can see that. And then going back, let me see here. Give me a second. I forgot. It does that. See, when Kate's gone. See, when producer Kate's gone and I'm here by myself, it's all this craziness. So you can come down here under session on the main homepage, 2026 session. And then you've got Senate and House. And so I was at the Senate. If you drop down here to the House, go over up here to House calendars, click on House calendars. It takes you here. And then you can click here on the House schedule. Now you don't see what that just happened, but then I can take you back here and show you this. And then you can see here's the November calendar. Here's their December calendar. Here's their January calendar. And then here's their February calendar. And so then here's their March calendar. So this is kind of you can follow all of this, but we'll be streaming some of this, and we'll obviously be talking about this all week. So you'll be able to follow along here, but this will start tomorrow. The madness starts tomorrow, apparently at 2 p.m. So if you're interested in following along with any of this, you can obviously follow along on the IGA website. You can follow along here at the Political Spotlight, and I would highly recommend, if you want as much information, the best information possible, tune into the Indie Reporter show at 8 p.m. It'll be, I don't know how long he plans to go. I think he said like 15, 20 minutes, maybe an hour, but normally it's not really much. The week shows aren't more than an hour, so you can tune in there and then tune in here at 9, and you can get the best of both worlds. Definitely something that I would highly recommend doing. So check that out, and we'll be following that and bringing you all of the very best information possible, and talking about that throughout the week. Besides what's going on at the State House, though, ladies and gentlemen, we do have other local information to talk about. And I saw somebody, Whitty said 20 minutes tops. So, okay. So yeah, you can go in there and get your Power Espresso, your little shot of Whitty. It's an acquired taste. I would say 80% of the people here would love him. 20% of the people here would be appalled, but still love him. But no, what you're going to get, listen, he's great at what he does. It's wonderful. And the Indie Reporter stuff is different than what he does on his own on Tuesday and Saturday. You're going to get a lot of great, I love it. I love tuning in. I tune in on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Now Tuesdays I normally don't get to see until after my show. But on Saturdays I always tune in. So it's good fun. Good fun. So that's talking about the state stuff. Now, okay, I want to bring us up to date with the local stuff that'll be happening. Yeah, Robert, that's a really good. Let me go back up here and hit some of this stuff here. I think it's very important. Let's see here. I do not understand. C time 765. If you're still here, I'm going to talk a little bit about that more here in just a second. Thank you, Admiral Eric. John Q. Public did great. It's nice of them to present you with the maps, knowing they would have to cancel their secret meeting. It's going to be interesting to see what they do tomorrow, Stumblefoot. They are between a rock and a hard place. They are damned if they do, damned if they don't, because their options are to fold and to cancel the meeting, giving us power over them, or have the meeting illegally. And yeah, that's going to be very, very weird. I don't know. It's going to be strange. Robert said, the legislature will cave on redistricting. Who's surprised? Raise your hand. Let's see here. Good evening. Good evening. Hey, Alva. Good evening, brother. Let's see here. Hello, Karen. Hello. What he said, 20 minutes tops. Yeah, he said he's going to be a good boy. He promises. We cover a lot of the stuff from the Muncie, Delaware County, Anderson, Madison County, but we also cover a lot from Newcastle, Henry County. We'll cover from Winchester, Randolph County, when needed, or Jay County, Portland. I like to say East Central Indiana, kind of our little sphere of the world here is where we like to cover. But the way I always look at it is, even when we're talking exactly like you're saying here, Robert, even when you're saying here, what you're saying here is correct, that you know, if what I'm talking about is the Muncie City Council, or how I approach the mayor, or how I approach the county commissioners, just because I'm talking about specifically something from the city of Muncie or Henry County, or I'm talking about the Winchester City Council, or the Blackford County Commissioners, or the Marion County Commissioners, or Grant County Commissioners, or the Marion City Council, or whatever, whoever we're talking about, it's stuff that people can apply in their necks of the woods within Indiana, because basically towns, cities, counties, they're all the same. The law is the same throughout all 92 counties. I even go as far as saying, even though the laws are different, positions are different, and people have different jobs, and things are a little bit different, on a wider, grander scale, you can also apply it to things that are going on for people who live in Colorado, or people who live in Nevada, or people who live in, West Virginia. Being a citizen is the same everywhere. So that's I do like to put that out. So yeah, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis is too crazy to deal with. Christopher wouldn't have any great. Yeah, right. We cover some Indianapolis stuff every now and then. It's been a minute, but we are, like I've said, for the last year, this 2026 election, we are going to cover the state more than we have since probably the last time I covered it real heavily would have been in 2018 going into 19. And that would have been before most of you that are here now were here. But yeah, so that's that. Okay, so I don't know if Charlize is still here or not, but to answer Charlize's question, will the Muncie City Council meeting tomorrow night at 7 be streamed here? The answer is yes, it will be streamed here, and we are going to talk about that agenda here in just a moment. But before we get there, we're going to go in chronological order. And so first up, the first meeting of tomorrow will start with the Delaware County, Indiana Commissioners. The Delaware County Commissioners meeting will begin at 9 p.m. 9 a.m. 9 a.m. I apologize for that. So it will start at 9 a.m. In the Delaware County building, the old gray building, downtown Muncie. And your order of business, you'll have call to order, pledge of the flag, roll call, announcements. They'll do the employee of the month, appointments, Board of Health. We're going to be talking about that. Commissioner Brand will be talking about that. Civic Center Authority Board, Brand will be talking about that. Fair Board, Commissioner Riggin will be talking about that. They'll be doing the BZA. Kylene Swackhammer will be talking about that. Tabled business, and this will be talking about the Delaware County American Tower audit lease amendment request, and this will be Kimberly Kutzler. Approval of the minutes from the commissioner meeting November 17th, 2025. They will then go into presentations. Schaefer Leadership Academy, Ted Ward. Right-of-way dedication, Ashton Land Surveyors. Letter of credit, Brad Polk. Of course, Brad Polk is the assessor. And then waiver of healthcare coverage, and that's the new human resources director. We'll talk about that. Contracts or agreements for approval. They will then talk about the BW Government Building Facilities Assessment. BW Construction, Stephen Brand will cover that. Memorandum of Understanding for Bell, Brook, and Struble. Premium, I'll be interested to see what this is. The memorandum of understanding for Bell. That's the county attorneys, Brooke and Struble. So I'll be interested to see what that is. Brooke is the sorry, the treasurer. Sorry, they all run together. He's the treasurer. I could do without him either way, but whatever. He's the treasurer. Sorry. Premium rate adjustment. Stephen Brand, Human Resources. Mike Ashley is the head of the Delaware County EMS, so they'll be talking about CAD export interface. Delaware County Unique Computer Services Contract, and that is good old Ed Carroll. They will then go into on page 2, cooperative agreement on Title 4E, cost recovery for public defense expense in Title 4E cases, Ed Carroll. Delaware County Expo Center building and grounds rental agreement, Dan White, Sherry Reagan. Financial commitment letter, Bridge 509, Dean Thomas. Ordinance for first reading, ordinance for number 2025-35, and ordinance rescinding ordinances 14040A and 2013-3, and defining insurance for Delaware County retirees and removing spouses and dependents from coverage. Ooh, that'll be interesting. Ordinances, ordinance 2536, an ordinance creating a lien administrative fee for use by the Delaware County Auditor's Office. 2537, an ordinance creating a tax sale bidder fee for use by the Delaware County Auditor and Treasurer's Office. 2538, an ordinance removing all the deductions from payroll that are not provided for or offered by Delaware County. An ordinance creating tax sale administrative fee for use by Delaware County Auditor's Office. An ordinance amending ordinance 2413, creating a fixed asset capitalization and inventory policy for Delaware County. 2541, an ordinance creating a new fund for grant received by the Delaware County Health Department for injury prevention and public safety activities. And I want to stop here for a second and say that Jamie Bain in the health department does a great job. If there might be gripes or here about the board or this or that, people can have that. But I really do believe that Jamie Bain does a great job in the health department. I don't talk about that enough. Yes, thank you, Jackie. That is true. Jackie and David for the win. Polk is the treasurer. Very much I agree. And yeah, that's one of the things that we gripe about here. Sea Time is the meetings all over, the fact that they are held during the daytime when a lot of people are at work. That's why it's fortunate. This is our full-time job here. And so we are able to travel and to be at these meetings, to stream these meetings, or to bring you the information from these meetings. But it's hard to get people involved when the meetings are when most regular, normal people are at work. And that's one thing that we always gripe about here. But it is what it is. So yeah, I agree with you there 100%. And look at my nephew, my little nephew here, bowing up, saying it's Mr. Williams. Don't make me send you to your room, young man. David. Good Lord. Okay, let's see here. I'm starting to get sick. I'm for like last week, I've been battling the sinus thing. If you're all around, if you've been here for a while, you know how it is, but we're still hanging in there. So I apologize for the gravelly crap. Okay, let's see here. Ordinances for second reading, 2529, an ordinance for the adjustment of pay periods for the year 2026. Just basic housekeeping crap. 2532, ordinance vacating public right-of-way located in Delaware County, Indiana 400 South. And 2533, ordinance vacating public right-of-way located in Delaware County, Indiana Bridge 507. So that's what that is. I had the cold flu. That's horrible, man. I'm telling you, it's that crap's going around. Also, big public announcement. The norovirus is also spreading like wildfire. So if you don't want to be sick like death, do whatever you can to avoid catching and having the norovirus. Happens every year about this time. Everybody catches it off door handles and licking toilet seats or whatever. Whatever you freaks are doing out there, don't do it. Wash your hands. Don't be touching up on people because it's the norovirus time of year. And my God, I'm telling you, man. I got a funny story. We'll pause the politics here just for a story. And this is not for the faint of heart. So just Stumblefoot. I've walked through that valley of death. Yes. So let me tell you all a funny story. I don't know if my grandparents are still here or not. They probably won't think this is nearly as funny as it's not funny. It's tragically horrible, but I'll tell it to you anyways. So back a couple years ago, my grandmother, at a very young age, decided to have bilateral knee replacement and had both knees replaced at the same time. And most of you are aware of this. Some people here are not. But while that happened, so let's see, 3 years ago, my grandfather had his left shoulder replaced. So 3 years ago, my grandfather had his left shoulder replaced. And he was in the hospital for 2 or 3 days. And so while he was there, I stayed with my grandmother. You know, they've been used to staying with each other, living with each other for 700 years. So it's like, yeah, they don't like, being apart, whatever. So I was like, yeah, I'll stay and help out, whatever. So most longtime viewers will know this, but I stayed with her while he was in the hospital. And then when he came home, I either stayed there or I would come home and do the show here. And then I would go there afterwards and would stay there all night, over the night, into the morning. And then I would prepare the show, and then I would come here, do the show. And then I would, they would be asleep or whatever. And then I'd go back. And I stayed there for about 3 weeks through his physical recuperation, his physical therapy and all that, till he got back to normal, whatever that is. I'm still waiting. And so then the next year, my grandmother had her knees done. And that's supposed to be a pretty simple in and out. You stay in the hospital for a couple days, and then you're out and you're on your way. And so I was like, yeah, I'll stay here with my grandpa. I'll do the same thing. Well, it was supposed to be like a 1.5-hour surgery, 2-hour surgery, because they were doing both. And we were waiting and we were waiting and we were waiting. It was taking a little bit longer. And then all of a sudden they take her name off the board, and the nurse comes out and gets us and takes us into this little room. First thing I noticed when we go in this room, there's boxes of tissues all over. And I'm like, oh my God, they've killed her. That's what's going through my mind. And I'm looking at my grandpa to see if he's freaking out. and he's not really doing anything. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't understand. Like, I don't know what's going to happen here. They're going to come in here and they're going to say like she died on the table or something. And so, being a former cop, I know how like it is, even in grave circumstance, you can, behind the scenes, you can be laughing and cutting up and then immediately put that face on and go tell people horrible news. And so I'm sitting in such a way that I can see where the doctor's coming from. And I'm like watching, and I'm like, I'll know when this guy walks in here if it's bad news or not. And he was like laughing, and like as he was coming down the hall, and I'm like thinking, I think that's good news. So he comes in and he tells us, well, we've got good and bad news. She's doing well, but her left femur broke. And what that actually meant was because knee surgery is very, very, it's very harsh. They're beating on you, they're pounding the knee on and doing all that stuff. Well, while they're doing that, her left femur just kind of crumbled. And she had been in a car accident back in 1960 and always had issues from that point forward and had knee issues, whatever. And so it could have been that. It could have been, a little bit of osteoporosis, whatever the deal is. But her femur broke. So now we go from like a pretty simple surgery to a very intensive ordeal, because now they've got to repair the femur. However, she's a petite person, and so petite that they didn't have the tool, the piece, the medical grade metal that was going to go into her body. They didn't have it there. The closest place they had it was in Indianapolis, and they needed to sterilize it, ship it in an ambulance with lights and sirens on to where we were. They were doing the surgery at, and then re-sterilize it when it got to the hospital, and then put it in her. And so when she got out from the surgery, it wasn't like a wham bam, thank you, ma'am, couple of days and she was back. It was like a 3-month process. She had to go to a nursing home, so it was a lot longer process. Well, she went to the first nursing home that she attended, and it was awful. It was god awful. And you know what? I'm just going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you where it was. I don't care if they don't like it. That's on them. And this is all, everybody's experience is their own. I'm just going to tell you from our point of view, the funeral home, the funeral home she was at, the nursing home, physical therapy place that she was at in Parker City, it just was not a right fit for her. She loved her roommate, but just did not have a good fit with all of the nurses, staff there. So we talked to the doctor and was like, if she's going to have physical therapists come in the home, could we just bring her home? And they're like, well, technically, yeah, if you feel like you can take care of her, if you can get her around. I'm like, yeah, I'll be here. So we brought her home, and she was home for a day or two, and she was so happy. She was still way out of it because of the medicine stuff, but she was very happy. Well, we didn't know at the time, but the norovirus was going around. And either as we were leaving there or something, somehow she contracted the norovirus. Now, we did not know this at the time, but she was getting so sick. Just having all of the symptoms that one has with the norovirus. You can't eat, you're throwing up, diarrhea, all of that stuff. Well, that's horrible when you're a person who can walk and you're a person who can get from the bed to the toilet and around. When you're someone who is 4 days, 5 days out of a bilateral knee transplant, knee replacement, with a broken femur, it's just absolutely horrible. And here's the kicker. They didn't even provide us with a nurse they didn't provide us with the wheelchair yet. We were waiting until Monday to get the wheelchair. So the only way I was moving her around was an old 1960s desk chair that, like, you put it on and it was real big and heavy, and we'd put her in that and then wheel her to the bathroom. I would lift her into the bathroom. She would do her own thing, do that, then open the door. Then I'd pick her up, put her in the chair, whatever. Well, she was so sick. Like, we were fearful. I didn't know what was going on. And so we had called the ambulance and had the ambulance come to get her. And right before they had done all of this, she had gotten sick in the living room. And thank God, since the beginning of time, they've got carpet in the living room, but they've always put down like these plastic runners so you don't get like places where a lot of people put their feet in the room so that it doesn't wear out the carpet or get the carpet dirty. And so she had gotten sick on this plastic runner. So it was it sucked, but it was easy to clean up. Well, me and all my chaos, I went in looking for Lysol. And at my house, my Lysol is in a yellow can. So we're dealing with her. I'm trying to get her ready for the ambulance, trying to get my grandpa calmed down, trying to get him ready because we're going to follow the ambulance out. It's like 11:30 at night. And doing all of this stuff. And I go and I get under the sink and I grab the Lysol out and I go out and I spray the Lysol and I'm cleaning this throw up and the plastic up. And I'm noticing like it's real slick. And I'm like, well, okay, well, I don't have time to mess with this. So I clean it up. We get out to the hospital. They determine while we're at the hospital, they're going to keep her for a couple of days, which makes us feel better because now they're going to be able to treat her and take care of her. From there, she ended up going to another nursing home until the end of her physical therapy, which was great. And it was a blessing. And that nursing home, physical therapy place, is the one that's out on Bethel, right there at Bethel Point, or no, I don't know if it's Bethel Point, but it's right there at Bethel and McGalliard, that big one there. And she loved that one. And I've heard people say they don't like it, but she had a wonderful time there. Well, not knowing at the time that it was the norovirus, we're just thinking like, what the heck's going on? 2 days after that, I have a hearing that I have to attend. David Williams was there. It was the election board hearing, and I had to be there because I was challenging a candidate. And so I was like, whatever's going on, I cannot miss this. Well, the day before this, we'd taken my grandma in. Then we had a day, and then the next day was the hearing. My grandpa starts getting sick, and he starts throwing up and having diarrhea. And I'm like, what is going on? And then Catherine told me, Dr. Catherine says, the norovirus is going real strong. And I'm like, oh my God, I cannot catch that. So I immediately go back to get the Lysol because I'm going to Lysol everything. I'm going to spray him with Lysol. I'm going to spray the bed with Lysol. I'm going to spray the toilet with Lysol, spray all the door handles with Lysol. And I immediately go and get the Lysol that I got a couple days before out of the kitchen in the yellow container. And I pick it up and I'm like, who moved the Lysol? Why did they put Pledge in here? This is Pledge. Where's the Lysol? Where is the Lysol at? And then it dawns on me. Wait a minute. Nobody moved the Lysol. This is the Lysol. This is not Lysol. It's Pledge. So I cleaned up that mess with Pledge and not Lysol, which is probably what caused my grandpa to get. I'm lucky I didn't get it, but I immediately actually found the real life Lysol, cleaned the original spot with Lysol like 2 or 3 times, sprayed the entire house down with Lysol, took a couple shots myself. I'm very OCD about crap like that. So needless to say, that was my horrible story with the Lysol pledge mix-up and the norovirus. But yeah, I saw that the norovirus is coming on big, and I saw somebody a minute ago ask where it's at, and I do not know. I'll have to look. Norovirus in Indiana. Norovirus has been a concern in Indiana with cases rising in 2025. Let's see. Norovirus is spreading earlier again this year. Let's see here. Norovirus, also called the winter vomiting disease, has been rising across the nation since as early as mid-October, especially in the states like Louisiana, Michigan, Indiana. That is horrible. Let's see. It just says in Indiana. I imagine we could find out elsewhere, but be on the lookout for the norovirus, and we'll get back into the political crap. Enough of that crap. Back to the political crap. So the Delaware County Commissioners meeting, they will meet tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. That will be live streaming on the Delaware County YouTube page. We will not live stream that, but we will watch it on the YouTube. Be there or watch it on YouTube. We'll cover it. If anything big happens, you will know about it. We'll let you know. From there, then, ladies and gentlemen, let's see here real quick before we move on. What's Admiral Eric say? Oh no, Lemony Fresh. I got stuck in my hotel room in St. Louis for 4 days with norovirus 1 year. I was supposed to teach conference all week. Hotel service is amazing when they want you to stay in there. Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh yeah, never take the shot. The shot is not for me, folks. I am shot free. Shot free Bilbrey. You know what that means. No Fauci ouchie here. All right. So from there, at 10 a.m. tomorrow, the Madison County Commissioners will meet, and the commissioners will be meeting to discuss just random things, as they generally will do. And they will be discussing that at the... Now, what's strange about this is technically a special meeting, okay? It's technically a special meeting because their actual meeting should be on Tuesday. But for whatever reason, they're meeting December 1st. Now, the problem with this is the fact that here's the problem, okay? They posted this notice of this meeting, Madison County Board of Commissioners, regular meeting, Madison County Government Center, room 110, 16 East 9th Street, Anderson, Indiana. The meeting posted for December 1st. They posted this, ladies and gentlemen, on November 26th at 3:15 p.m. Okay? I don't know how Catherine or Rebecca know that it was 3:15. Maybe they were there. That's on them. The one thing that I can say is I know for a fact that this agenda was not posted. It was not posted before 1:30. It was not there at 1:30. It was not there at 1:28. It was not there at 1:15. It was not there at 12:30. It was not there before 10 a.m. It was not there at 9. It wasn't there at 8:30. Okay. So the problem with this is they're going to have a meeting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I'm saying the thing that I know to be true is this was not posted until after 1:30. Catherine is saying that she has some kind of reason to know or believe that it was not posted until 3:15 or after. So whatever that window is, and I'm not saying I don't believe her. I'm just saying I know for a fact because I left Madison County at that point. I was not in the building. After 1:30, I was not in the building. So the problem here is, let's just take Catherine's 3:15. If they posted it at 3:15, that means 45 minutes until the building closed at 4. So they posted it for 45 minutes on Tuesday. Then the building was closed on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then the building will open up at 8:39 on tomorrow. And then the meeting will start at 10. And that's a problem because they have to post it with 48 hours notice. 48 hours business days. And when we're saying business, we're not saying like bank, we're not saying like 9 to 5. We're saying the business of the county building. So from 8:30 to 4, they got to post this 48 hours in advance, business-wise, business time. And they've not done that. So if they have this meeting, it's a problem. It's a real problem. It'll be a problem for them if they have this meeting. If they don't have the meeting, we will know that I'm in charge. And I don't know which one. I don't know which one they would rather deal with. So balls are in your court, Richwine, Pratt, and Gardner. The balls are in your court. Have this meeting illegally tomorrow at 10, or let everybody know that Papa Bilbrey's in charge. It's whichever way. It doesn't matter to me. I'm fine. Yeah, I don't know what Catherine said. It was posted on the 25th. Catherine's, that's the reason. I trust Catherine with the time, but I need to tell her to fix that because it was posted on Tuesday the 25th. So I will have that corrected. Hey, correct this. It wasn't posted on November 26th. It was posted on November, and you need to write Tuesday. It was posted on Tuesday, November 25th at 3:15 p.m. The 26th was Wednesday. So if you can correct that date. Can you not see the thing on the screen? What do you mean, what? Your thing that says posted November 26th at 3:15 p.m. It couldn't have been because November 26th was a Wednesday. So you need to change this to posted Tuesday, November 25th at 3:15 p.m. So if you could fix that and make it better. So that's what's going to go there. Now I will be there. I'll be there to see if they're going to have the meeting or if they're not going to have the meeting. And please Gardner, Richwine, Pratt, don't think that because of that little oopsie in the date there, that doesn't mean anything. You still posted it on Tuesday after 10. Okay. I left Madison County. I left the Madison County building at 1:30. So all I can verify is it was not there at 1:30. Catherine has a way. Catherine has a way to, I guess, say that it wasn't there. It was posted at 3:15. I'll take her word for it. But the bottom line is it wasn't posted in a timely manner. So that's something they need to deal with. So if they do that, we'll go there. We'll hear what they will talk about. The very last thing on the agenda is the redrawing of the precincts. There will then be 10 days, apparently, for citizens to give their opinion. We'll have to find out how, where, when, what's the process, and we'll get all that information, and we'll provide all that information to you. So until we go there and see what's up their sleeve, we really won't know. So I have no idea. So we'll see what goes on there. Okay. Moving on from there, then the last big meeting that we'll be talking about tonight is the Muncie City Council meeting. And that Muncie City Council meeting that will take place, ladies and gentlemen, will be the let's see here. Let me get this pulled up. The Muncie City Council meeting. We went over this a couple episodes back because some folks had asked, and we wanted to look and see what was available. But I'll put this forward here and let you guys see this. Here is the Muncie City Council agenda for tomorrow. It is at 7 p.m. There's no public hearing beforehand. And it's just a regular agenda. November 1st, regular meeting, 7 p.m., Pledge of Allegiance, invocation, citizen recognition, roll call, approval of the minutes, appointments to the boards and commissions, Beech Grove Cemetery Board. Just curious as to what her proof is. Rebecca was in the building. Rebecca was in there and taking pictures before and after. So Rebecca was aware. She was there. Rebecca was there many times that day. So, if it'd be like this. So if Rebecca was there prior to 3 and it was not there, and then Rebecca was there at, say, 3:15 and it's there, then they put it up sometime between 3 and 3:15. That doesn't matter. Let's throw Catherine's time out. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that I was in the building at 1:30 and it was not posted. And they can look on their count. They can look on their cameras and they can see, and it's up to them to prove it, not me. They didn't have it posted at 1:30. In order for this to be a legal meeting, it would have needed to be, let me tell you exactly when it would have needed to be posted in order for this to be a legal meeting. So Monday at 10. So let's say 9:45. Okay. Then it would have needed to be posted Tuesday, 9:45. It would, in order for the meeting tomorrow to be legal at 10 a.m., they would have needed to post it on Monday, November 24th no later than 9:59 a.m. So in order for tomorrow's meeting to be a legal meeting, it would have needed to be posted on Monday, November 24th at no later than 9:59 a.m. And the reason I say that is because of the time they took off. It's got to be up there. It's got to be posted 48 business hours, business days time before the meeting, 48 hours. So because they were off Friday, Thursday, and Wednesday, or rather Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and they're off Saturday, Sunday, in order for them to have this legally posted, it would have needed to be posted at 9:59 or earlier on Monday, November 24th. So that's that. That it was not. Now, I will tell you, yeah, it wasn't. Look, and I don't care if it's posted online. I don't care if it is or is not posted online. That does not meet the definition. They don't have to post it online. It would be nice. It makes sense. They should. But if it is or isn't, that does not matter. It was not posted at the county building in the appropriate time. And there are pictures and videos of proof that it was not. And they... it is what it is. So that's that. Okay, getting back to this monthly meeting. Ordinances previously introduced. So all of the ordinances that will be discussed, all of the action that will be discussed tomorrow will be ordinances that have been previously introduced. So 3425, 3525, 3625, 3725, 3825, 3925. Ordinances to amend the City of Muncie Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance from the split zone of the R3 residence and R4 residence zone to the R3 residence zone of premises located at 100 North Hodson Avenue. Ordinance for additional appropriations, Muncie Police Department. Additional appropriations, Muncie Fire Department, EMS. An ordinance fixing the salaries for all elected officials of the City of Muncie, Indiana for the year 2026. An ordinance amending ordinances 1625, fixing the maximum salary of each and every appointed officer, employee, deputy, assistant, departmental, and institutional head of the City of Muncie, Indiana, included herein for the year 2026. Ordinance fixing the maximum salaries for each and every member of the Muncie Fire Department of the City of Muncie, Indiana for the year 2026. And so that'll be that. No new ordinances, no resolutions, and then we'll go into other business. And I've got a couple of things that I want to talk about. But other than that, tomorrow's Muncie City Council meeting should be very quick. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. And then we'll be waiting for the organizational meeting in January. I kind of thought that they would take care of some of the organizational stuff now to not have to do it in January, but I guess they're not going to. I find that kind of interesting. So we'll have to see what goes on there. I want to see really quickly if Nora responded to me. I don't believe she has. Let me see. Give me a second. Oh, I don't know if she has or not. No, I can't believe she's not responded. So I'll have to send her an email. So I talked to you a while back about this, but I'm going to put this out on the record again. Back on November 24th, Nora shared the agenda that I just shared to you. Nora probably doesn't even fully know what to talk about the flock. I would say that would be out of her wheelhouse, but she should learn about it and definitely should. She should definitely have an understanding. So I asked Nora back on the 24th. I said, back in September 2025, just a couple of months ago, Mayor Ridenour sent an email to you and your fellow councilors. In the email, the mayor said the following. And he said a couple different things, but one thing specifically that he was interested in was, I want to provide some details that seem to be shared by some city council take two. I want to provide some details that seem to have been not shared by some at the city council meetings, regular and budget hearings. I wanted proof before I sent this to you or stated it during a public meeting. We do our best to not misspeak during meetings. This email and attachments will provide some documentation. The finance chair and maybe some others have been very concerned about not appropriating funds. The State Board of Accounts does not require immediate appropriations or appropriations prior to spending, which I find that hard to believe, but we'll take his word for it. As long as it is approved with the council prior to the end of the year. That end of the year would be December's meeting. We had intended to bring the appropriations of the salary ordinance to you all that you all voted on earlier this year to the council in November of 2025 for introduction, and final approval would then be in December. However, we are going to do our best to complete it for the October meeting, which would mean then October and November. This act should end the grandstanding that we have been experiencing at meetings. The State Board of Accounts is not concerned with the middle of the year appropriations as they audit end of the year results only. Okay. Now, that is an issue because to my recollection, that has never happened. And we're going into December's meeting, and it's yet again not on the agenda for tomorrow. So I want to know why the council hasn't said something about this. Is this something that the council believes that's been taken care of? If that's the case, just tell me that, and I'll quit talking about it. I'm asking her a question. Is this a problem that needs to be addressed, or is it not? If you guys took care of this back in October and I just missed it, tell me. If you took care of it in November, just tell me, and I'll quit talking about it. But if I haven't and it isn't, then we need to address it. Not hold on to it for political points or whatever. And, it's just where I feel. So I will send this out to all of the council people, not just Nora. Nora has been the person that's been responding here lately. Hopefully she's just been on vacation or something, because I don't know why all of a sudden she wouldn't have responded in 6 days. She has not responded to this in 6 days. So I've got a problem with that, but we'll see what happens. Let's see here. Stumblefoot says, Stumblefoot says, Nora sure in the hell won't respond about flock cameras. And I talked about it. And he says she should know about her constitutional rights. Well, I question how much she knows about constitutional rights. Well, I'll just leave it at that. But history is history, and it is what it is. And I'm not 100% sure that she does. But hopefully she has, or hopefully she's learned. And if she doesn't, she should. But that's all I'll say about that. So it is what it is. Ooh, I like that. I'm going to steal that. Hold on one second. That's a really nice little thing here that Nora's posted. We'll talk about that into the future. Okay, so from there, we will live stream that meeting, and we will then go live tomorrow back here as soon as the meeting is over. The meeting starts at 7. I fully expect that meeting to be over before 8 o'clock. There's literally no reason that meeting should take longer than an hour. Now, every time I say that, it takes 2 or 3 hours. But there is no reason that meeting should take but 45 minutes. So I fully expect to be back here and be ready to go by 9 o'clock for tomorrow's recap of tomorrow's day. Tomorrow will be a busy show, a big show, a long show. So pack lunch and be ready, and we'll go from there. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and end it to give everybody a little bit of a rest, because tomorrow is going to be a busy day. Tomorrow's meetings are going to be crazy, and tomorrow's show is going to be long because of the amount of crap we're going to cover. So even though each specific meeting's not too intense, the fact that we have all of them plus the Indiana General Assembly's first day, tomorrow is going to be a big, big show. So get your rest, get a good day of work in, eat a snack, maybe bring some toilet paper, and be sure to share the show with everyone you know. Hey, if you wouldn't mind, it would be awesome if you could go in and smash that like button. That would be fantastic. If you have not subscribed to the channel on YouTube, please consider doing so. It does not cost you anything. We ask you to do that. It's free. Just helps you get notified when we go live. You subscribe, and then you click the bell. Hit the like button, share the show with everyone you know, and help spread the word. And that is it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you back here tomorrow night. We'll see you throughout the day during the very special meetings. If you want to follow what's going on, follow us on social media, because we'll be there throughout the various points in the day. And then we will be back here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, God willing. You guys have a wonderful night. God bless each and every one of you. And we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.